Hello and welcome to another Zach Carnage video, and today we are continuing with Nick's New Year painting challenge from Edic Beer. So my challenge that I set myself was to paint this Chaos Lord, who was kind of he used to be a captain for the Space Marines and then turned very evil, so that's him. And started, well, I want to paint up some Thousand Suns, like 10 guys in the colour scheme. And I've just been testing out the blues. I haven't made any tabs yet, and I'm wondering if it might be somewhat, because I think the sort of, this is Regal Blue, which was then given a Nuln Oil wash, then re-highlighted, and this is just some lightly painted ice blue, and the ice blue does look very Tzeentch-y or Tzeentch-esque or whatever you want to say, and I think I want to try and incorporate this in. But I'm not quite sure how I should be blending it. So if you've got any suggestions for that, could you just leave a comment down below? That would really help me. Otherwise I'll just be spending ages and ages trying to work it out before I can actually paint any of them. But yeah, that's just trying to test out different things. And then this is the Lord, Chaos Lord Captain thing. And I haven't given him a name yet, but I have got a storyline behind him. And so he was originally, obviously, a Space Marine captain who was then turned towards the powers of chaos, specifically Tzeentch. And it came upon that he entered a battle, a very fierce battle with a group of Space Marines, in which him being a very aggressive captain, or Lord, decided to headbutt a Space Marine. And the strength of his head managed to crack through the Space Marine's own helmet and smash his skull in. But because the powers of chaos were on this Lord's side, he survived and was left eternally scarred on this side of his face. This one side is much more normal than the other side, which is still bleeding. And what happened was Tzeentch decided, okay, I want this guy to inspire fear into my enemies, and I want him to last and constantly be rallying forces and helping to improve the morale. So this part of his face is not actually able to heal. In fact, none of his body is able to heal properly. And that's the sort of curse that's been put on him for joining Chaos, is that his body cannot properly heal. So he will always have this red, sort of bloody scalp here, and this side of his face will always be scarred forever. And what that meant was I then had an excuse, because actually part of this model was slightly damaged. When it came to, I haven't made any physical adjustments to it, I've only painted it and done the grass on the base. Now, other than that, I haven't actually made any significant changes. And when it came to me, before I actually, after I started painting up, I realised this arm here is supposed to, this whole arm section with the hand section with the gun is supposed to be higher up, and when the glue's been applied it sort of drooped down, so there was this large piece of sort of gluey plastic or metal or whatever it is just hanging down here. And I didn't really know what to do with it, but then I sort of came up with the story and decided, okay, so what's happened is at some point he was in another battle where he was knocked down and run over, either run over by an enemy land raider or some sort of big vehicle which sort of stretched out his arm and squished it down. And because he's not able to heal properly, but because he can't suffer properly from it because of all this, because of the curse that's been set on him, he's basically got this elongated piece of arm which is sort of flapping around. But the upper shoulder and the hand he has total and complete control over. It's just this bit here which is sort of drooping around and he can't really do much about it. But that doesn't affect his ability to aim, because Tzeentch doesn't want soldiers who can't aim. So yeah, that's the story behind him. As far as painting goes, I preferred, well, I started off by painting the armour. And I went Regal Blue, washed it down with Nuln Oil, Regal Blue again, and started mixing with Space Wolves Grey. And it came up quite nice. I actually really liked the armour after that. and didn't feel that it needed any sort of silvering on the shoulder panels or anything. I thought the black works really nicely. I felt it was a bit close to Ultramarines, but I could say he comes from the Ultramarines originally. The only issue that I have is that looked really nice, and when I started doing everything else, it just sort of seemed that nothing was going as well as the armor went. So, like, for on the sword here, this is the first time I actually blended from red to white through orange, and I don't think it turned out as well as I'd originally planned. So, because I've only really blended blues and greens before, so I reckon I'll just have to stick to blues and greens for that later. But I glossed that up a bit, made it shiny. Just did the white along the edge to try and make it look more like a proper sword. And then the cloak, I wanted to make it white originally, and from a long time ago, Games Workshop suggested that before you do white, you paint everything a nice blue. So I did it all nice blue, went over it in white, and it looks white, but there was a lot of gunk on it and stuff, and it just seemed really washed out and horrible. So, and I've run out of all of my washes, so the only thing I could actually find to do was to Nuln Oil it. Just many different thinner layers of Nuln Oil along there. And I think some of it turned out pretty good. I think this bit along here is pretty good, but then down here it just sort of seems a bit rough and dirty. But I guess I could say he's been like trudging through oil or something, or he's been in a battle where he's been, you know, just walking through a swamp or something. Yeah, and then I decided to gloss up this because I was using my gloss and I felt like I could do it. He's got a book here which is actually emitting a green and blue light, which is playing off all the stuff. I think this one turned out alright. I was thinking about bloodying that up, but then after I did the cloak, this is the first time I've done blood effects, and that is Mephiston red, Scab red, black, and the gloss varnish. And I think that all in all, it's an alright mini. It's not my best painted, but it's it will do. From a distance, it actually looks alright on the table. So, you know, he could go up against a Tau guy if he wants. It seems like a fairly decent fight. Obviously this guy's going to die, but sure. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you got any suggestions about this guy or this one or anything about the painting challenge, don't forget you can leave any comments you have down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.